the Give Smart podcast. I'm Jennifer, and I've spent just about my entire career working for and with charitable organizations. I started out as a social worker and then a program director, and then I discovered that I really love fundraising, developing policies, and helping people to turn these great ideas that they have into a reality. I've worked with tiny startups and massive international organizations, and I've seen just how exciting it is when a new program gets off the ground. I've also experienced the heartbreak that happens when an amazing concept can't be realized just because the dollars weren't there. Now, times are tough. I get it. I'm a single mom of 2 kids. I don't have a lot of money to spare. And when I do, I want to make sure that each dollar that I spent is being used for a cause that I care about. I'm a big believer in giving back, and so are most of the people that I know. So I had this idea. What if I started challenging people to give to small grassroots organizations and movements? I'm not talking about the ones that don't bat an eye when thousands or even millions of dollars come in. I'm talking about the ones who look at every dollar as a victory and a chance to do real good. Think about it. If you gave just $20 a month or even $20 a year, you'd be making an impact. So what if I started a podcast for people who want to start micro giving, but they don't know where to start? So what am I going to do? Well, I'll talk about how to give, including volunteering and physical donations, why it's important, and how to make sure that the recipient of your gift is on the up and up. I'll be talking to some great organizations and philanthropists, and maybe even some donors and volunteers about their giving journey. Welcome to my first episode. If you see my eyes darting around, or maybe if the video and audio quality is kind of rough, that's why. As I can afford more and I learn more, then I'm sure that it's going to get better. So special thanks in advance to Kat and Ernesto, who have both offered to help moving forward. I'm really excited to get started on this journey. I've been wanting to host a podcast for several years now, and honestly, now just seemed like the right time to start. My daughter was super disappointed when she found out this was not going to be about the personal drama that I've dealt with over the years. And she had this whole season mapped out and was planning on being a frequent guest. Sorry, dear, maybe that'll be next. But in the meantime, I'm crazy excited to talk about a subject that I'm really excited about. So let me talk to you about micro giving for a few minutes. First off, I'm not here to discourage any type of giving to any type of organization. I just want to tell you about the benefits of doing things a little bit differently based on what I've learned throughout the years. I may dive into some discussions about some of the shady practices that both donors and nonprofits engage in so that you can keep giving in a way that's ethical. I'm definitely not going to be calling out any, of course. Because this is just the intro episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about why I personally give the way that I do. When I have $1 or $2 to spare, I'm most likely to give it to a cause that I care a lot about. I tend to give to organizations that are local or who provide a very targeted service for the people that need it. I also give to organizations that I'm involved with. For example, I love doing community theater. I work with a community theater that's absolutely amazing. I give to the community theater. So say that I have a passion for stuffed animals. I don't, but we're playing pretend here just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about. It brings me immeasurable joy, and I want other people to feel that joy too. I could give my money to a large international charity that provides toys to people around the world. They have a huge budget and a huge staff, and honestly, they're doing a whole lot of good. But when I give them $10, I'm doing it knowing that they probably won't even notice. Not that there's anything wrong with that. See, this fictional organization has staff that it has to pay. Their CEO makes $400,000 a year, which is well deserved. They have an MBA and 30 years of experience. And they have systems that they have to run and that they're really necessary so that they can grant a percentage of your gift to the state organization that then gives a grant to the local organization. This pretend organization works kind of like a franchise. The parent organization handles things like branding, and then it kind of trickles down. Now, there's nothing wrong with this model. It's just usually not for me. I'd rather give to an organization that's local and provides stuffed animals specifically to people in the town where I live. I know that when I give $10 to them, they may need $1 of it for things that nonprofits legitimately have to pay for, like staff or a building. But I know that without it, they may not have the $9 that it takes to buy a stuffed animal. So sometimes, honestly, I do give to bigger nonprofits. Like if there's been a hurricane and I know that the smaller organizations in that area that has been impacted might not have the infrastructure needed to do large scale good right away. Or maybe I'll give to a think tank, a large organization that's working on a large scale project that I think is really important. I'm not saying that large established nonprofits are bad. I'm saying that there are a lot of small grassroots organizations that can't do what they do best because they just don't have the support. These are the organizations that I'm aiming to highlight. These are the organizations that I've vetted, so I know that they are doing things that are on the up and up. They're following the law, they're making sure that they're properly registered, and so on. I'm doing some of that work so that you don't have to. Still, I encourage you to do some research on your own. Basically, I'm going to use this platform to encourage you to give and to give smart. So if you like what you hear, or if you have a nonprofit that you'd like to see highlighted, I encourage you to subscribe and to follow me on social media, places like Facebook at GiveSmartPod, all one word. You can also subscribe to the newsletter on Facebook right now. And if you're in the nonprofit biz, you can also find me at my day job, which is grassrootsnonprofitgrowth.com. I don't accept any money from nonprofits to be featured, but if you are a listener who wants to help support the podcast, you can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Jenny Mullinax, all one word, JennyMullanax. Thanks, everyone. I will be back with my first interview on Thursday, June 19th. And until then, give smart, people.